since we are in orbit, we can also take a look over here. Okay. Gossman is trapped mid-air. Oh, okay, the game is getting weird now. My eyes are quite pleased with this ginormous explosion, so I'm only half mad. Okay, about it's one of those things. Now let's go back into the planet and witness this beautiful event. Hello there, I'm the base manager and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. Now, today my friends is the day that we get the drill rocket up and rolling. It is fully resupplied and ready to go. It just needs one mission. And in the last episode, I think we found that mission, getting us some fluorine so that we can get some supercoolant to use in our nuclear reactor. Very, very important, the supercoolant. We can get around a few things, but the supercoolant is paramount. So now we finally have an objective. Other than that, we also have this thing ready to go, although I don't think we are going to colonize anything anytime soon. But well, that doesn't mean that we cannot drop a rover or two over here, right? To start making some things for us, creating a platform for us to land and whatnot. Well, not a platform. The platform must be built by a dupe, but you know, like a ladder section and stuff like that. There is plenty a drone can do for us. Other than that, I think we just need to keep on doing some maintenance around. There is a few issues that I need to address. Yeah, that's less than ideal, but those issues are going to be they are going to solve themselves once these two things start going, because we need those two things going to condensate this steam. This steam is going to send very hot water, and the very hot water is going to melt that ice, or at least that's what I'm hoping for. If not, there is plenty of hot water to go around, my friends. I just need to pump it there and everything is going to be solved. But yeah, my friends, when it comes to this space mission, I'm pretty sure that it would probably be a good idea to put some basic red pills in here. But we need to get rid of something. We need some space to put those red pills, otherwise I will have to do... you know what? Screw it. Let's do it like this. These berry sludge can stay right there, as long as no one sweeps it. You know, as long as I don't give it a sweep command, there is nowhere to go. So we are going to request some basic red pills, 10 of them. I'm pretty sure it's going to be enough for the entire journey. And especially because we are only going to use them once the dupe starts getting radiation sickness. So yeah, let's just request a few pills, and then we put the berry sludge back into the refrigerator, and we'll be ready to go. So, it would appear that 80 red pills are not enough. God, I thought to myself, 80, that's like a lot, especially when you are not going to use them very often. But yeah, we are going to need at least 50 pills over here for the medicine, so yeah. Back to making more red pills so that we can use them, because I was wondering why only 4 pills? Because I don't have any more, that's why. Okay. Why is there 7 kilograms of oxygen inside of my base? The oxalite is not supposed to off-gas like after 2 kilograms, I'm pretty sure. This is weird, but okay. Alright, my friends, so with the 10 red pills inside of the refrigerator and the berry sludge over there, I really don't understand what the hell is going on with the oxygen. Why the 7 kilograms? Apparently the oxalite is going a little bit crazy, but that's fine. That's totally fine, my friends. We can deal with craziness. I believe that's like what we do on a daily basis. But oh well. Our destination is set. Land on any platform? No, I kind of want you to land on this platform, but I will change that once you are en route. Let's call in the crew and let's launch our very first mining journey. In here we don't need to do anything. It's going to fill it up automatically, and yeah, all we have to do is wait for the dupe. By the way, there is oxalite inside of that thing, but because we have loaded the game, right, from the last episode to this one, the graphic goes away for some reason. And here is Trivaldo. The dupe is inside. And now it is time for us to begin the launch sequence of our mining rocket for the very first mining trip that we are going to do. Splendid, and we are going after that fluorine, which is just fantastic. Now, my friends, that molecular forge that we are going to use to turn the fluorine into supercoolant is a little bit tall. That's why I built this way, because it was my intention to build the molecular forge somewhere around here, but new things have been built in its place, so now I have to find another place for this thing, which is probably going to be somewhere around here in a corner that doesn't occupy too much space. And there we have Bubbles back from an exploratory mission. She will get out automatically, and the dupes will come over here, resupply our rocket, and well, once we have everything back in its proper place, we are going to send Bubbles on another exploratory mission. I think I'm going to search the corners first, the 6 corners of the map, and then we'll clear any remaining blacked out areas that we might have. So the next area that I'm going to explore is going to be this corner over here. Would you look at that? Same cycle refurbishing. Jesus Christ, the dupes work fast. Either that or they don't like Bubbles too much, but don't tell her that, she might get a little bit upset. And we don't want our rocket pilot, which is going to be in insulation, to be upset now, do we? Now, in any case, let's disregard those kinds of things. Let's select a destination and call in the crew. Maybe we can get this rocket up and rolling before the end of the cycle. Okay, so Bubbles is in. We just have the acknowledges for the cargo transfer, but hey, Bubbles, can you launch the rocket, even though it's your dinner time? Let's see. Yes, she can. She only had to press one button. The launch is automatic, and here it goes back into space. So, like I said, she is going to go into this corner to try and explore all of this. Maybe we'll find some nice mining anomalies. Of course, that we'll only be able to get them after we get our nuclear reactor going. But, yeah. Well, speaking about that, maybe I should start making preparations, don't you think? That is going to go... I mean, it's going to be an interesting build, shall we say. So yeah, in here we have space for 7 generators, which is all that we need. 6 for the main reactor, 1 for the cooling loop, and yes, the cooling loop must always be separated from the main reactor, otherwise it doesn't work, or at least doesn't work as well. And yeah, we barely have the space in here. I will have to change a few things. This is going, we don't need this anymore, and all of these stairs, all of this, yeah, all of this is going. Even these two might be going, because we might need a few squares of space for the dupes to be able to move up and down, so... yeah. Well, my friends, because the rocket is nearby, we can now take a look at this planet, take a look at its surface. We can see some buildings already, some plants, and the ginormous gouge in the freaking planet. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Suppose that we are going to be landing our rocket here then. Alright, so it would appear that Bubbles already cleared the path a little bit more and found herself a organic mass field, where we have nothing good. Well, I mean, if we need algae and dirt, we know where to find it, but other than that... yeah, not exactly the best of stuff. Well, let's continue our path and try to figure out what this anomaly is. Well, my friends, 10 cycles in and we haven't really achieved too much, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send Gosman back into the colony, but before we do that, I'm going to open this cryo tank so that we give Mary a friend. I don't want her to be alone, so both of them can take care of this colony pretty well, I'm pretty sure. So let's just defrost this friend, and then we are going to send Gosman back. Gosman, can you please defrost a friend? Here we go. Who do we have? And we got ourselves, let's see, another Trivaldo. Nice. Let's take a look at you. What is your skill set? You are good at construction. Nice. There you go, Trivaldo. You have yourself a hat and a place in this colony. We just need to send you a snazzy suit, that is. Other than that, well, it is time for Gaussman to go back into our colony. This is the receiver, this is the transporter. Please, Gaussman, re-equip. Where's your suit? Oh, well, I suppose you can go without a suit. Time to go, my friend. Say bye-bye to this colony. And now run, because you are without a suit in this very hostile environment. Really, Gaussman? Really? You could not go grab a suit before you... Okay. Oh, it would appear we found another planet, the water world. We found the place where all the lime in the world and all the... not fluorine, but the thing you use to make fluorine... graphene. All the place that lime and graphene are... This is pretty cool. Pretty nice. There is only one problem. We can't reach this tile because we have to go around. Kinda sucks. If I want to go over here, yeah, it's going to use more tiles than I have available to me. That's fine. I mean... Well, yeah. Okay. In any case, we found another planet, which is pretty nice. Okay, my friends, so according to my calculations, I believe this is all the space that we are going to need, which means I will have to move a few things around, but I'm pretty sure that we can make things not so big that we have to move these tanks. I hope not, because that is going to be less than ideal if it comes to that, but I'm pretty sure that this is going to be enough space. But yeah, we'll have to steal some space from the vacuum tile, shall we say, use a few drywalls to plug those holes, and I think everything is going to be alright. Okay, so time to dig a little bit more and build a few more pieces of drywall. You trapped yourself in here and you didn't let me know? God damn it, I hate when the dupes do this. Why did you came in here anyway? Alright, I think this is going to be as far as I'm going to take the exploration journey this time, but the cool thing is that because we are in orbit, we can also take a look over here. Okay. Weird. This planet is always weird, my friends. There is always weirdness in this planet, I bet you. In a few cycles we are going to come back over here and all of this water is going to be disappearing on us, because there is like a bugged tile or something. I don't know. All I know is this planet. Always weird. What? What? Gaussman is trapped mid-air. Oh, okay, the game is getting weird now. The game is getting weird on us, my friends. What the hell is this? How the hell is Gaussman trapped in here? What? This is the weirdest thing I have ever seen. I don't even know what... I really have no idea, my friends. I think Gaussman is, I think she's doomed. I don't know, I'm going to save and load the game, but I think Gaussman is dead, so because the game has glitched her out somehow. I don't even... Oh wait, I know what's going on. Gaussman was trapped in a tube that got deconstructed. That gotta be it. That gotta be it. I'm still going to save and load the game, but this is the weirdest thing I have ever seen. Yeah, after saving and loading the game, Gaussman is still trapped, so let's try the build another tube over here to see if Gaussman can exit the animation. Otherwise, I don't know what to do. Oh, finally, Gaussman got saved! Gaussman got saved, guys! Everything is alright, everything is fine! Gaussman, please don't pee in the water, please don't pee in the water, please don't pee in the water! What? You just spent an entire day outside and you don't need to pee. Okay, that's fine. Well, my friends, now we know. Like, this is very dangerous. Let's snip this and now we can deconstruct it. Be very careful when deconstructing transit tubes. I would say that this exploration mission is done. We have discovered 2 more fields, a frozen ore field and a salty ore field. In this one we can find the salt water, which is pretty nice, and in this one, once the game stops the autosave, we can find some ice and polluted ice and a few other things. If you ask me, not exactly the most useful of stuff, but still, it is nice to find. I believe this is the last tile that we can observe from this particular spot, so I'm just going to send Bubbles back home and resupply the rocket and then send it on another journey. You know what, I lied. I'm going to move one tile further, otherwise I will never analyze this thing. I double checked and I believe I have the fuel to come back, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. Okay, my friends, so I believe this is a little bit more space than we might need for the nuclear reactor, but this time the nuclear reactor needs to be quite large, because we are going to be using it to produce red bolts and not to generate power. And because we are going to be producing red bolts, we need to both store the red bolts and transport them, which means we need to create a corridor somewhere around here, at least 3 tiles wide, if not more, so that we can transport the red bolts from the bottom of the reactor all the way up to our red rocket silo and, you know, to the orbital bombardment system. I know that thing is called, has a different name, but that's how I like to call it. And all of the things that are going to need red bolts over here. By the time we have this build, I'm pretty sure that we have most of the research is done already, so we are not going to be using the red bolts for research. We are good on that. Our little system down there creates all the red bolts that we need, so we mostly need it to use in the thingy over here, the refinement for the diamond press over here, and like I said, for the interplanetary launcher. I think that's a boring name. Orbital bombardment system is far more interesting if you ask me. Oh, would you look at that? Our mining rocket is already here, and I didn't even notice it. Gossman, what the hell is your problem today? Is the second time you got yourself trapped? Why? You didn't, you dropped the suit on the floor because this thing is always permitted when it should be on vacancy only. Okay, the Gossman, but could you please stop doing this? Oh dear Gossman, holy Jesus. In any case, we found ourselves a small obelisk, our very first artifact. Pretty cool. Now, for our bounty, we got 3 tons of gold, which is pretty nice, 1.2 tons of fluorine, pretty nice as well, some refined carbon and some other stuff. The regolith is like whatever, I don't even... It can serve as a filtration medium, I suppose, and the sedimentary rock is also nice. Okay, so I'm going to be pretty generous with the amount of space that I'm going to give it. If we need more, if we get a lot of space in this corridor, so be it, I don't care. In fact, it might be even useful so that we can have different channels go towards different thingies, right? Yeah, we need a liquid lock over here because we are going to have a suit exchange area somewhere around in this area so that tubes can exchange from their regular suits into radiation suits. For added protection, they are going to need it. Over here we are going to have the floor for our steam turbines, and over here is the approximate location of the reactor. I still need to see how the steam turbine chamber is going to look like, and then I just put the reactor below it, and this time I'm going to remember to put a lot of insulation around it so that our dupes don't get radified by a bunch of radiation. Well, it would appear I wasn't generous enough with the space that I got. Ah, for real? I will have to redo all of this again. Thank God I noticed while we are still in the early stage of this thingy. Well, I was so focused on the build that I forgot about Bubbles, but in the meantime she found this demolished rocket, so it's fine, it's fine. I'm pretty sure that she still has, oh, she has plenty of food to go around, so it's not going to be an issue. Besides, she was entertained making databanks for us. But speaking about nuclear silos, I think this is going to be the place where we are going to build all of this. We are only going to have a 2-tile wide or 3-tile wide, depending on where I have the red bolt banks, or whatever they are called, these things, red bolt chambers. We might not have a lot of space, but at the same time, if we we might only need a couple of tiles to do this, because we can send the red bolts up and then over here create a system that determines where the red bolts go, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. Now, unfortunately, it would appear that I will have to make some changes to my hydrogen stockpile. If I have the space left over, I will rebuild the gas reservoirs, but I just rather have them out of the way for now, and then in the future we will decide if we put them back or not. Okay, my friends, so now that we have all of this in place, I had to deconstruct the steam turbine over here because we need a way to put water inside of that thingy, right, for the cooling loop. And speaking about cooling loop, in my opinion, the most complicated part of this thingy is the piping, both for the cooling loop and for the water retrieval system, because these thingies, the turbines, are going to be siphoning steam from the steam chamber, where the nuclear reactor is located, and then converting that steam into water, and then we are going to feed that water directly into the reactor once again. That system is a little bit difficult to set up, so you know what, I think I'm going to focus my next few brain cells on doing just that. Okay, so the way this works, it's a little bit complicated, but at the same time very simple. We are going to use these liquid bridges over here, right? So that we can just have one continuous pipe going all the way through all of these 5 steam generators, right? Right. Reason for that is each steam turbine absorbs enough steam to produce 2 kilograms of water, and we know that one pipe can carry 10 kilos, so 2 times 5 equals 1 full pipe. This is going to be the pipe that is going to be feeding the nuclear reactor. This steam turbine over here is going to go straight into the steam chamber. The reason for that is we don't really need this water. Even this pipe is not going to be used all the time, and we are going to create a simple system that is going to be pretty much prioritizing feeding the water into the nuclear reactor, but if that line is full, it's going to send the remaining water back into the steam chamber. Doing this will create a equilibrium of the amount of water that exists within the system, meaning that once we have supplied enough water, we won't have to worry about it ever again. Everything is going to be in perfect balance, like all things should be. And what magic system is that, my friends? Is just 2 bridges, because we know if there is a space on this side of the pipe, the water will always prioritize going through here, and this pipe is going to go and feed the water straight into the nuclear reactor, or in this case research reactor. If this pipe gets full, the water will then move into the next pipe, and this pipe is going to send the water back into the steam chamber itself. And now, my friends, comes the material issues, because I want to make everything out in here made out of cobalt. We should be using the best materials available to us while doing this, which means cobalt is going to be pretty necessary. How much cobalt do we still have? Let's go over here. I was making some copper, and I already queued up a little bit of cobalt, but I didn't notice. We don't have a lot. We have 9 tons over here. I already sent pretty much all the cobalt that I had on the other colony, right? Yeah, we are not receiving any additional cobalt, so that's pretty much it. And I think it's going to be a worthwhile investment using it over here. And speaking about expensive, we still need to remove all the stuff that we have in our rocket through the ports over here. And making a line all the way over here, from there into here, is going to be quite expensive. Last time we just dropped the stuff into the floor, but this time is not going to work because of the way I build stuff. A little bit unfortunate, I might say, but you know what, it's not that far away, so fingers crossed this thing is not going to be ridiculously expensive. 12,000 copper, oh well. Okay, I would say that all the ice that we had over here just melted, because, well, if you remembered, we started the episode with just a little bit of water. And all of a sudden I come back, and I have been checking on this, and I have seen some of the ice melted, but the last time I was here, the water was by this level, over here. Barely activating this hydro sensor that was sending the water into the other thingy, and, you know, I just ignored it, and now I have a water explosion over here. Cool, I suppose, but maybe this is a tad bit too much. Once again, my friends, another rocket that came back, and I didn't even notice it. Oh boy, at least Bubbles was not trapped in here for starters. I mean, the rocket is fully resupplied, so I think we are going to send it on another journey. And this time we are also going to send this rocket on a journey, but not to explore or mine anything. We need to I'm sorry guys, we need to drop a rover on the planet that we intend on inhabiting. I already created all the lines of... Oh, well, I mean, that would be useful, I suppose. Yeah, we kind of need to build those things over there. But yeah, I'm going to resupply this rocket, make sure that it is ready to roll, and I'm just going to send Travado on a quick journey there, just to drop the drone and then come back. I'm not even going to worry about the pills and anything like that. Well, my friends, there is still another thing that we can do, and that is to analyze this artifact. Oh, it ended up over there. Now, we have another artifact right there that I've been waiting to get, so that makes it 2. I already have this thing ready to roll. Just need to connect it back into the line. Cancel that, please. Thank you. And now, there is no artifacts to be analyzed. I think you're lying. Hopefully Nicola will get on and he will analyze those 2 artifacts. Okay, my friends, so I have been looking around and I believe that I'm going to build the research reactor right here. I'm going to drop it below a little bit from where I used to build it. The reason for that is this time we have a lot more radiation to deal with, and so I want to build a layer of insulated tiles on top of it so that the dupes that are tuning up the steam turbines don't get toastified. This should help out quite a lot as the biggest chunk of radiation comes shooting through here, and it ends up cooking all of the dupes. And because of this, it's going to affect the steam flow within the chamber, and because of that I think it is worth it to leave a few more tiles of gap so that the steam can stabilize in all of this space and our steam turbines don't run into any issues. Okay. This is less than ideal. So I have thousands upon thousands of kilograms of carbon dioxide that is frozen or liquid over here, and I was going to take that into my advantage because the atmosphere is so thin that we were going to vacuum this thing out in no time. But the game had different ideas, because of course it had. Well, I have to admit, this is quite beautiful, okay? I'm a little bit upset that the game just added this challenge to the build, but at the same time, my eyes are quite pleased with this ginormous explosion, so I'm only half mad, okay, about it's one of those things. Alright, my friends, so we might not be able to get this done this episode, but at least we'll get a good start on this build. This is going to be all the rad bolt generation that we are going to have, and I think that's a lot already, because we can't forget that these things are really power hungry, 480 watts each, so yeah, this thing will barely be producing enough power to sustain this system, so we don't want to be dragging too much power from the main system itself, so if we are producing a little bit of power from this thing would be preferable. Besides, I'm pretty sure all of this is enough rad bolt production. Oh, I built everything backwards over here. I'm glad I noticed this. Okay, let's deconstruct this and build them backwards. So yeah, my friends, this is going to be all that we are going to be producing. Over on this side, in here we are going to be creating a tiny little liquid lock made out of petroleum, because that's what we have available right now. If we had visco gel, that's what we would be using, but petroleum will have to do just fine. As long as we bring the cooling loop over here, it's going to be okay. But over on this side, pointing on the direction of this rad bolt reflector, is where we are going to have all of these bad boys. And oh, they don't rotate. Ah, okay. This is less than ideal. But sure, okay, so what we do is quite simple. We bring this thingy, 1 tile higher, and that's going to be perfectly fine. Let's deconstruct that, and deconstruct that. So yeah, we're going to have our rad bolt chambers over here. This is for demonstration purposes only. And then we are going to have these things that are going to be conducting the rad bolts from this chamber, right? Into a side corridor that we are going to vacuum out, obviously, so that we don't have matter in the way of the rad bolts. And and from here it goes towards the rocket silo, or the diamond presses that we are going to house somewhere around here, so that they are close enough to the Radball chambers. Now, these things, they don't store a lot of Radballs. They store like, if I recall correctly, it doesn't say over here, no, but I believe it's like 1,000 Radballs, which is like just not even enough. That would mean that we will need 6 of these to fully load a one of these things. Oh, I cannot because it must be built in the platform. One of these, the Radbolt engine. I'm pretty sure these things. Come on, give me the description, please. There we go. I'm pretty sure these things can take 6,000 Radbolts, I believe. Well, take all of these numbers with a pinch of salt. This game has a lot of numbers, so. But yeah, I believe we need 6 of these to fully load one of these, which is like less than ideal, if you ask me. So, what I would like to do would be to double down on these, but I was thinking about rotating them, right? Having the other thingies pointing down, and now that's not going to work the way I envision it, but okay, I will have to adapt a little bit, I suppose. But well, my friends, now I also need to bring some power for all of these things. Like I said, these things are pretty power hungry, which means we can only have, in this case, 4 per line, but I'm going to have 3 of them, simply because it's more convenient this way. So yeah, this is going to be the power distribution for this power plant, if we can call it that. One line goes to the Aqua Tuner and the other 3 go towards these thingies over here. They also need power, right? And this line over here is so that we can send towards the centrifuges to make the enriched uranium. We also need to cram a couple of those in here as well, and that is going to be challenging if we have to build a billion Red Bull chambers in here, but oh well. Now, moving on into other things, the supercoolant, right? I'm pretty sure this line has been built for a little while. Yes, it has. So we just come over here, we say all, and we start taking the stuff that we don't want, such as the liquefables, and I think the rest can come. I don't think there is an issue. So now we are going to offload everything inside of this rocket, and eventually we should start producing some supercoolant. I already have this over here ready. Just need to find out, I believe it's in rare resources, that we are going to have the fluorine. We're going to put the fluorine right here, and we are going to make a bunch of supercoolant. Alright, my friends, so it is time for us to create our seal over here using a tad bit of petroleum. I have a few grams over there, and did we create a... Oh, we didn't create a mass, my friends. Oh, I love it. Let's build that tile, create that gap, take that igneous rock out of there, and well, one of the most critical parts is done, which is this tiny little seal. If we had naphtha, we would be using that because it is somewhat better at insulation, but petroleum is the best thing that we have next to naphtha, because I'm not going to create a system to melt plastic at this stage of the game, especially just for a single drop of the stuff. Yeah, not going to happen. Okay, so this is looking more like a proper reactor, my friends. There is still plenty to be done, and still a few things to figure out, like for example where I'm going to put the damn centrifuges if I'm going to have all of these dedicated to storage. Oh well, I suppose that that's a problem for future me to find out. A problem for present me to do is just to finish this vent, because unfortunately I filled up a little bit too much on the water on this front, and I want to vent it so that I can then connect this tile over here and create a proper exhaust line for the lavatoire. And after this is done, well, pretty much is done. Everything else is done, I mean, and we can launch this mission towards... There we go. Is this built? Yep. Cool. So I believe the crew for this one should be Travaldo. Yep, let's call in the crew. Ellie, get the hell out of here. You are not supposed to be in here. Travaldo is nice. He was probably nearby, so let's select our destination, which is going to be right here. Only 2 tiles. It's going to be a quick journey. And let's deploy not a Trailblazer, but the rover module. I believe we have a rover on site. Yes, we do. Rover plus rover lander. Pretty cool. Ellie, get out of here. It's not a safe place for you to be. Let's acknowledge the warnings. This is just the oxygen. Let's begin this launch. Nice. I mean, why do one launch when we can do several on one day? I think it is time for us to send Bubbles back into space. Here she comes. The next destination is this tile over here, so that we can start exploring on these axles, so that we can reach that corner over there. I think Bubbles is inside. It's just the oxygen. Let's acknowledge the warning. Let's launch another rocket. Bam! Another launch, 2 on the same cycle. Isn't this beautiful, my friends? Wow, that was quick. That was pretty quick, my friends. Game? Are you feeling okay, game? Yeah, I'm not doing this, my friends. Okay, eventually it got unstuck. There is a bunch of weirdness going on today. Let's deploy a tiny little rover, shall we? There is not a lot of minerals over on this surface. Before we do that, let me see. Igneous rock. Okay, there is a little bit of igneous rock. That's important because we need materials to build a ladder over here. So let's go back into the star map. Deploy our little friendly rover over here. Yeah, right there. Now let's go back into the planet and witness this beautiful event. The very first time we are sending an exploration rover. There we go, my friends. Pretty cool. Now, little rover, mine us a little bit of igneous rock because we are going to need to make some stairs, and mine this. You know what? Flatten this entire area, like so. And once you have the materials, I will order you to build a ladder over here so that we can have more vision of this beautiful planet. My friends, let me tell you, this project is becoming one of the most expensive things I have ever built, especially when it comes to minerals, my friends. I had to import a bunch of granite and igneous rock from the other planet, and as you can see, I still haven't imported a lot of igneous rock from Pichilos over here. Yeah, we're just sending the granite first. Our materials are running out really, really fast, which means we really need this thing operational because we need to create diamond in order to mine asteroids in order to have materials to build more stuff. So, you know what? Rushing towards the nuclear reactor was probably one of the best ideas I had. Well, my friends, in the space front over here, we have discovered another thing, a nice asteroid field. And I didn't just say a nice asteroid field, well, because this is a... Well, it's not that nice, okay? Nope. Nope. Nah. It's just stuff that we don't want. In any case, it's good to find stuff, you know? It could be worse. Well, my friends, I just came to a very sad realization. I have no way of getting inside of the reactor once I close it, and that's very, very bad. We need to access the reactor because we need to repair the reactor. Simply because of the way that we kickstart the reactor, there is a moment in time where the temperature is going to rise a little bit above the threshold of most of the machinery, which is going to break it, but it's only a small moment in time, which means like we are going to need to repair it eventually. So that we don't get this thing forever. Like this, right? This is the most annoying thing ever, especially in a nuclear reactor. You never trust it again. So, how am I gonna do this? Because we cannot put a liquid lock over here because of the position of this thing, right? It's pretty simple. Why say when we can show it, right? If we were going for a liquid lock, we would be doing something like this, right? And then we would have to do something like this, and this would not be very efficient. This thingy would not work that well. No. We need to do something else. So what we are going to do is a twin stack liquid lock like we have over here. However, we cannot use ethanol for this one, because ethanol goes into its gas form at 78 degrees. Luckily for us, we have two fluids capable of withstanding those temperatures. We have petroleum, and we have... I don't have access to it. But we do have crude oil, right? And crude oil goes into its gas form. Well, it doesn't go into its gas form, but it turns into petroleum at 400 degrees. And it releases a little bit of natural gas in the process. Those temperatures are not going to be reached inside of our nuclear reactor, and if they do, well, we are in serious trouble. So I believe we can use crude oil plus petroleum to create a twin stack liquid lock right there, and that means that we can use something like this, right? A door right there, liquid lock or twin stack liquid lock, and another door like so. This way we have a much better flow of steam into this chamber, and we still have the access without spilling our steam all over the nuclear power plant. So my friends, scratch what I said, this thing not going to happen. I thought about it a little bit, and having a twin stack liquid lock over here is extremely dangerous. We are going to be using the nuclear waste, the extremely hot nuclear waste, to spread the temperature across the chamber evenly. That is going to be a fluid that might get in contact with that and mess the lock, and then that is going to be messy to clean up. Not only that, the steam, upon contacting the petroleum and crude oil, will condensate back into water, and that once again might mess up with a liquid lock. We don't want that. No, 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 no. This thing is going to be much bigger than it appears. I still have to build a second level over here for the centrifuges, which means we are going to use this space, which means I am going to have access through here and then around, and we are going to make the liquid lock somewhere around here. This is going to be the retention. Well, this space was supposed to be the retention tank for our wastage, but access is more important, so I will have to work around that. I'm thinking about making the liquid lock as close as I can to the top, and then the remaining space over here will just be the storage for the waste materials. This is going to mess up the design of the reactor so much. Oh boy. And yeah, I'm making insulated tiles out of granite. That's how desperate the situation is right now when it comes to materials, which is something that is going to come and bite me in the butt somewhere in the future. But well, we'll just have to hope with all of this. And truth be told, we will only be bleeding temperature through this front. This side is facing neutronium, which we don't care. This side is facing the space, which we don't care. This is the only side which is going to be somewhat problematic, and if need be, these exterior tiles might be replaced with igneous rock once we have it available to us. Unfortunately, right now, as we have seen before, we don't have any, so granite is the only mineral that we have. I'm looking at Gossman and I believe she's going to find a way to get herself trapped again. I don't know why, I just feel like Gossman is really trying today. And over here on the space front, the bubble journey continue. We have found 5 additional anomalies. Maybe we'll be able to look at these 4. I don't know if we are going to have the time before the end of the episode, but at least we will have them discovered in this exploration journey. By the way, my friends, this tube launcher has been moved around so many times now. Oh boy, I think I already moved this tube launcher 3 times, and this is the 4th time I'm moving it. Oh boy, yeah, but I kind of want to have a tube launcher somewhere around here. I just need to see how the final shape of this thing is going to be, so that I can pipe a tube this way. This is a temporary station. Alright, my friends, on the eve of this cycle, we take stock at our progress today, and well, this reactor might not be ready. In fact, it still looks like a construction site with scaffolding all over the place. I love it. But it is well on its way. We are, I would say, 70% done, especially because we already have most of the stuff that we actually need. Oh, speaking about stuff that we actually need, let's take a look at our planet over here. Our rover is sitting in there not doing anything. Oh, this thing is the bane of my existence. Yeah, last time it gave our dupes some trouble. Maybe that's not exactly the best place where we want to be descending. Maybe. Who are we to judge? I don't know. So, let's just take a look at what have we found. We have found a geyser over here, or a volcano, something useful, I'm pretty sure. And that thingy, that disgusting thing, a bunch of water, and that's pretty much it. Now, this planet is very valuable by itself because there is plenty of useful stuff like gold amalgam, aluminum, and many other things that we actually need desperately. So sending a mining mission over here would not be terrible. Having this drone doing some preparations would be nice, like completing this ladder as much as you can. That will probably be very useful. And you know what? Creating a radiation shield so that our dupes can stroll around the place without being toastified, I think that's probably a very, very good idea. Always build yourself a radiation shield. You are going to need it. In any case, let me just give a final few commands to this beautiful rover so that he has plenty of stuff to be doing uh, on the end of the cycle. And yeah, not only that, we got some rockets going, we got some mining done, and we have the supercoolant to show for. We have 2 tons of supercoolant ready to go, with a few more on its way, and we have fluorine to make plenty more supercoolant. So when it comes to the best fluid for coolant in the game, we are already covered for a very long time, which is just fantastic. Now, my friends, before we can launch our colonization mission, quote-unquote, to this planet, which is something that we should try and do as soon as possible, we still need to find a way to send some packets of stuff this way. That means coming back into our Earth planet and building ourselves one of these, a temporary interplanetary launcher or orbital bombardment system. Oh, you decide, you decide. I like that name better. We need to find a way to create some rad bolts over here, launch a few packets of steel so that we can at least create a rocket platform. And this is the bare minimum stuff that we need. After that, well, the dupes can take care of themselves with the resources on the planet and the stuff that we bring on the colonization rocket. But this is something that future me must figure out before we launch our colonization mission. Something that I really want to do in the next episode, my friends. I really want to do this because we desperately need the materials that are found on this planet. But oh well, my friends, as this cycle comes to an end, so must this episode. So with all of that said, my friends, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and that you are enjoying the series so far. If you are, please consider subscribing and help the channel grow. But in the meantime, this is the Base Manager signing out. Bye bye.